What's up, y'all? It's intro. I'm gonna be making claps from scratch in Serum, since Serum got a new update, and I haven't seen anybody else do a tutorial on drums in Serum. So we're gonna load up Serum 2, and I have this clap preset already that I made like a while ago. It sounds alright. But I'm gonna make a new one in the new Serum, so let me actually delete that. Alright. Okay, and so basically what you want to do, you want to start from noise. I like the bright white noise, but you can go through the noise library and see what your favorite is. So now we have our noise. Personally, I like to pitch it up all the way. That's up to preference though. And I always route the level or the LFO to the level. So go like that, change the envelope change the LFO to envelope mode, and sort of make a clap shape straight off like this. Alright, and that pretty much looks like a clap. Let me fix it. And you can hear it's slow, so I'm going to change the rate to hertz and turn the hertz up to around 10, or let's go 11. Alright, and that's the first step, and right after that you want to do a filter. You can either do a high pass or a band pass. I like doing band pass though. I usually pick band 24 and then turn the cutoff to like 3K. Turn the drive up all the way. Oh, the filter's not on. So put the filter on noise. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna turn the mix down a little bit. So it's a very low, lo-fi sort of sounding clap. What does this do? Oh, they added a volume knob to the filter. Okay. Hey, okay. Now we got this clap. This is a basic sound. Usually you would put effects on here, so I'm gonna go with no distortion this time. I put distortion on snares, but on claps sometimes they sound bad, so I'm gonna go with compressor first. Nah, I'm gonna do equalizer first. So get rid of the lows in the clap. That sounds pretty good. And change this to a bell curve, and find around 3500. No, 3.5K. Find that frequency and sort of cut it just a little bit. Like, you probably won't be able to hear it, but it makes it a little bit cleaner. And 3.5K is a harmful frequency for most sounds, so cutting there can do a lot of good. And compressor, I usually turn the threshold all the way down, attack down, release down, ratio 4:1, gain up. Actually, no gain. It's already pretty loud. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit faster. Okay. In Serum 1, you were able to like pitch up and down the noise. I don't know what happened to that. You could probably still do it, but for now, I'm just gonna use this pitch. Okay, and it sounds pretty good like that. So I'm gonna record that in Edison, and then edit it. Okay, stop. That's pretty loud. Alright, so I'm gonna go into the compressor actually. I'm gonna turn that off. And then what else? I'm gonna turn the dynamics down a little bit so you can hear more of the detail in the clap. Alright, now I'm gonna record that. Okay. And sometimes this is much louder than the first few seconds. You could just fix that by easily just doing that. It's pretty simple. Now it's pretty much parallel. I'm gonna turn this part down a little bit actually. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna turn it. I'll do that again. Okay. So that's your starter for the clap. And after Serum, there's a lot of mixing to do. And the first step is EQ. So put it on mixer 1 and find your EQ. And pretty much straight away, the high mids are already pretty good. I'm gonna turn down the low mids a little bit, or turn it up. Maybe not. Okay. Just mess around with the frequencies. You could learn a lot by making a lot of claps in FL. You can learn a lot about EQ, is what I mean. So now I'm just sort of trying to make it a little less harsh. Right now it sounds, let me bring up an example. Okay. Let me find a clean one. Is there not just the regular ass Luger clap in here? Where is it? Okay, it's a good example. This one's much faster than the one that I have, and you can easily fix that by also I'm going to turn down the highs. Alright, that's alright. So I guess we're going to use this as a reference. I'm actually going to put this on its own mixer channel so I can look at the EQ and use it as an example. So the low or the highs are a little bit more shelved, and there's some lows, but that you can never hear those in a beat. I usually cut out the lows. And this is what this one looks like. So there's more information around this area, so I'm actually gonna boost that. too much though. And I'm going to add another EQ to get rid of the frequencies you can't hear. So like outside of above 10K, past 20K, you can't really hear those frequencies, but they're still there and it's harmful. So usually you want to get rid of those. Alright, and I'm going to record this. Wait. This is a pretty long clap, so I'm going to shorten it up by stretching it in the sampler and make it sound a little bit more like this. And don't forget to turn off the effects you already have. Alright. So using this knob right here, you can shorten it, and I usually go with these elastic presets, I guess. So whichever one sounds best to you. I kind of like that one and that one. So if you like both, you can make 2 claps at once, but right now I'm just gonna make one. This sounds pretty good. Definitely sounds different. I'm gonna look at the EQ again. So around 1200. There's like a little peak right there. Another peak at 6K. I think it goes down around 3K. And they get rid of most frequencies around 3K. So I'm going to do that again. It was around 12K. I'm at 6. Everything below 300. I think that sounds good. Not perfect, but every clap is going to be unique. It's not going to sound the exact same. Alright, record that again. I have this. Okay, and another trick is to take it back into the sampler. And another way to compress it the way you want to is, let me turn off the EQ. Is you can boost it and clip it on purpose, and it's kind of what they did here, except for I think they use soft clipping. So I'm actually going to use a soft clipper. And then the more you turn up the clap, the more that's clipping. I don't want to clip it too much. And you'll see like the process is like recording in Edison a lot and just going back to the sampler and fixing what you notice. But that sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty usable. I'm going to do a little bit more tweaks to it and hopefully get it right. A good little piece of sauce right here is to use a plugin that lowers the quality of your sound. So this is a good one. There's another one by the same company called MP. I'm not going to use that one though. I like this one. So you can see you can change the entire bitrate of the sound. I'm not going to go that low. I'm going to go like 224. And sort of mess with the knobs until something happens. Just leave that. Whoa. So the reason I like to do this is like sometimes lowering the quality, it like combs the frequency a little bit. So you can see the difference here. It combs a lot of the highs, and it makes it sound more. I don't know, how would you say? Just gives it more detail, I guess. It makes it sound softer. Yeah, that's the right word. I'm gonna record that. Usually lowering the quality is the last step, and if it doesn't sound good after that, you just keep messing with it. And these plugins sometimes like delay. It has some latency, so it adds a little bit of noise at the start. You can leave that there if you want, or you can get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of it. So yeah, and then the absolute final step should be adding reverb or extra noise if you want to. I usually don't add reverb. I like to use Shaperbox to add noise. And all you have to do is just follow the shape of the sound. I like to turn this on. And now when you play the clap, it'll detect when the clap is being played and then add some white noise to it. And it's just a extra little detail to give it like a tail at the end if you want that, without using reverb, or if you just are lacking some noise. And there's a bunch of white noise presets. Like, I don't think this is even like white noise. It's like a sound effect or something. What does it sound like without it? Yeah, that's like VHS crackle or something. What did I do? Oh, okay, whatever. I'm gonna start from scratch, I guess. It's a pretty quick process anyway. I'm gonna actually mess with the some of these sounds, because adding like a unique noise sound can really fix your clap. Like a key rattle. Like that adds a lot of detail. And sometimes you could just let this go in Edison and pick the best one out of these recordings that you like, if the noise is like dynamic. Alright, I'm gonna see which one is my favorite out of that. I like that one. The last one is good. And you can normalize that again. And there you go. Pretty much that's the whole tutorial. And if you want to save this to a folder or something, you can put it in the sampler and make sure it's like stretched perfectly, or not stretched, but cropped perfectly, so it's just the sound and nothing else. I might delete some of this right here. Yeah, sometimes you don't need like the quieter noise in there because it'll get mixed up in all those extra sounds in the beat that you're making. So that's a pretty good clap. If you want to save it to your folder, click this and then find a folder that you want to put it in. I'm working on a drum kit, so I made a recent tutorial, that's why there's this one. So if you guys like this tutorial, please hit the like. Please support me whenever I drop this kit. I have been working on it a lot and I've been learning a lot, and I really hope you guys support me. There you have it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped a lot. Peace out.